Alright, quick tutorial on how to use the Fisher Scientific Isotemp 3006P circulating chiller and heater bath for use in temperature control experiments with the eQCM cell. So here's your Gamry eQCM cell. Notice you'll have some quick connects here. So the block itself is hollow, and so you can have fluid come in and then come out. The actual input and output doesn't matter, and so the tube doesn't matter which ones you connect. So you grab your first tube and connect it and just slide it over, make sure that the O-ring's in place, that it doesn't roll up, and then just slide it on until it clicks, and then do the same for the second hose. It should look something like this. Make a quick visual inspection at each of the junctions. Make sure that none of the copper wires that are there to hold the tubes in place are compromised, at least to your eye. So you come over to the unit. It's not powered on yet. Before you power it on, just remove the cap here. Make sure that it's filled. So you can see here, this is the high level. So that's the maximum amount, and then just below the water line there's a low. So you can use any beaker or filling device to just add tap water, not DI water. If you're going to cool this thing below freezing, this thing can go down to I think a minus 40 C, then you'll need to add some antifreeze, otherwise you'll freeze your water. And similarly, if you want to go up to above 80 degrees, you'll see it noted on here, you'll want to use some silicone oil. Then the last thing you want to do is just double check this valve here. So this valve should remain roughly this far open. If the valve handle is in line, so if it's parallel, it's wide open, and if it's 90 degrees, it's closed. You want it partially open. This keeps the flow limited. We can power this thing on, so you can replace the cap. This thing will function without the cap too. So to power this thing on, you're going to touch this rocker switch that's over here and just flip it on. You'll see the temperature. That's the current temperature in the system, and that's the set point. So it's currently set or programmed to try to reach 24 degrees. You can see it's heating to try to match that. So if I wanted to change this, then I would go down to set, change this to say 20, press enter. So you can see right now this thing is running, fluid coming in and fluid leaving, and we can trace that back here. Looks something like that. You can power the unit off. That'll stop the pump and it'll stop chilling or heating the bath, and then you can just press these metal buttons to disengage, and that'll remove it from the tip. Also note that these fittings, these quick fits, are kind of fancy in that when they're not connected, it closes a valve on both sides. So inside of here a valve is now closed, and inside here a valve is closed. And so what that does is it doesn't allow fluid to leak out. There's a little bit of fluid coming out just because it's inside the fitting, but it doesn't let the fluid in the hose. You can see the hose remains filled. That allows you to just have them out on the bench like this without it draining the entire bath. And similarly, that keeps fluid inside of here. So over time, you probably want to undo these clips occasionally, maybe every few weeks of use, or if you see any bacterial or algae growth, just because these get filled and then they stay filled, and so they might build up some sort of growth.